Hey everybody, Pan Richard here, and welcome back to the Kirby 64 playthrough. In the last episode, we finished Neostar, and in this episode, we are heading to Earth. I mean, look at it. Everybody, when they first saw this planet, or maybe once you looked at it after a bit of time, might have noticed that this place looks very familiar. People kind of speculate it's like a post-apocalyptic Earth, where it's like there's a bunch of snow that covered the entire place, but, you know, speculation aside, here we are in the ice world. First power-up that we will need is fire, so just like how we ran into Neostar and how we had to remove a fire barricade with ice, we'll be doing that vice versa here in the first level of Shiver Star. We are actually nearing to the final few planets of this playthrough, and like I said previously, this is where the abilities start to be a little bit more demanding in terms of when you need to get them for the crystal shards. You really have to make sure that you maintain the power that you have. And again, I really don't mind design like that because it does encourage you to explore. So it's kind of like this game's way of letting you explore to see the different combinations as well. And at the same time, it doesn't keep you stuck to like one ability or one combination for like regular progression. Though, I mean, that's pretty much like basic Kirby design as a standard, but we all know that every Kirby game does have the one ability that is either very game-breaking or practically pretty cheap, or very cheesy, if you prefer. But we are going to get into the first mid-boss. Oh no, actually, this is the final auto segment with Waddle Dee. We're just going to be sliding through ice here, or I mean snow, with our own little sled here. First crystal shard here is a little bit conspicuous. You just need to make sure that you follow the stars in order to reach it. Yeah, as I was saying previously, when it comes to the abilities, don't go over the first igloo, as I just demonstrated. You want to go over the second igloo that we're going to be encountering very shortly here. And there's our crystal shard. But yeah, like when it comes to the abilities, there's always that one power-up that people always use in a bunch of Kirby games. Like when you take a superstar, there's always either hammer or plasma, depending on how well your inputs are. In Kirby Planet Robobot, there's poison. Besides hammer, there's poison, which is great. Honestly, Poison's probably like the best new addition, the surprise that I had with that game the most. Though, I really wanted to like Doctor, because part of me thinks like Dr. Mario and all that stuff, but they could have done so much more with that ability. But Doctor wasn't really that good. ESP is basically Ness, or like a light version of, what's it called? The Hyper Beam power-up in Kirby's Return to Dreamland. But, yeah, Poison was pretty much like my most pleasant surprise there. So the next crystal shard is in this ice area here. I thought you could slide under Chili from that, but I guess not. You have to go all the way to the end of this segment here and dive underneath. I'm a very reckless Kirby player, but that's okay. There's always a ton of health that you can see as you go across here. Like there, health right over there. And the next crystal shard is all the way down here. So you can at any time go through the ice to get whatever power-ups you need, but the most important thing that we need is, of course, the crystal shard. Also, this gives me an opportunity to demonstrate the worst combination of the entire game. Like, to be honest, when I first got this combination, I was honestly thinking, what were they thinking? Like, fire and ice, we all know that fire and ice is pretty stupid, but you'd think they'd be creative with it, but no. You're just an ice cube that melts. It's like, the developers knew that, like, why would you even try a combination like that? It's very short-ranged. The only benefit to it is kind of like a needle power-up, but even needle, basic needle has like enough range for it to be somewhat competent, and you can even like bounce around with it too. But when it comes to that combination of fire and ice, it's just like they're just toying with you, you know what I mean? Alright, but this segment here is a little bit annoying. Most of it has to be on the enemies that can essentially push rocks towards you, and it's also has ice physics too, so that's a ton of fun to get through. Thankfully, because like even though this is an ice level, I think this is like the only stage that uses the ice mechanics, like the slippery mechanics, because stages 2 and 3, like how the other stages were previously in this game, they really go all out in terms of how they explore the aesthetics and environments of the game, depending on what planet you're in. And I mean, you think Mario could take a note from that, but you know, to be honest, they do kind of do with the Super Mario 3D World, but it took them a long time in order to get there. But yeah, see, like, health is very numerous in Kirby games. That's why I don't mind playing recklessly. It's just that, you know, sometimes I get a bit way too reckless and fall to my death, like how you saw at the end of World 2. But that's it for that level, and the next level that we're going to has a little bit of a special place in my heart. Reason being is because one of the first Kirby games that I played when I was maybe 4 or 5 was Kirby's Avalanche, and I'm sure all of you would associate this song with Kirby's Adventure, Butter Building. That's where the song first debuted, but for me, I did not play Kirby's Adventure growing up. I started off with Kirby's Dream Course, Kirby's Avalanche, and then Kirby Superstar, and this was the song that I would hear a lot in the training mode of the campaign, and I was like, I instantly fell in love with this stage because of the fact that it reminded me, like, it was like a nostalgia while I was still a kid, like, and that's when I realized how powerful nostalgia is. Crystal Shards here aren't so bad, but we're going to be getting a combination here that is a little bit wonky, in my opinion. But we can still traverse here just fine by just using whatever enemies that come our way and lifting them up as well. And to be honest, I don't mind going through these segments sometimes without power-outs, because again, it gives the enemies a bit of a showcase for when you lift them above your head and react accordingly with them. It's nice. It's a feature that honestly I think is overlooked a lot with this game, and you know, you don't really see much playthroughs where you see the enemies get a bit of a spotlight for when you don't have power-ups. There's some food down there if you need it. Again, there's like a lot of food here, and there is some air pressure that keeps you afloat as well. The first... Oh, did I actually skip this the Crystal Shard? I think I did. Give me a quick cut here. Sorry about that, I was just distracted by the music and nostalgia that you just gotta dive right down here to grab the Crystal Shard. Okay, let's cut forward. See, I knew it was one of those clips where it had the cloud underneath them, but yeah, I just couldn't remember which one it was. Next segment over here will involve a bunch of Zebons. I know I called them Xenons a couple episodes back, but I was just off by a letter here. Getting all Donkey Kong Country up in here once again. We gotta go to the top left, which is obviously not the direction that I went to grab our next Crystal Shard. Very nice. And we will advance forward by going up. There's nothing else here but stars and food and whatnot, but yeah, next segment here, there isn't really much in terms of Crystal Shards, but we will need to get one half of our abilities here in this part. There's also a little bit of traffic going on in between some parts of this segment as well, and some shrinking platforms. So showing off some more of the different designs and aesthetics that this game has, which again, I'm saying right now, I love the different aesthetics that this Kirby game does provide. It does meet the standard that a lot of Kirby games do have in terms of aesthetics. We will need this Needle power-up though. That's the first half of the combination that we'll be needing for the final Crystal Shard of this stage. But yeah, going back to the aesthetics here. You know, it's just a basic cloud level, but it does have some... kind of reminds me of like Marshmallows with the shrinking and expanding colored platforms there, and the cloud puffs that are like moving as if they were traffic or something along those lines. Again, it's just like nice calming colors for the standard Kirby games. But there is a level in this world is something that I do not like that much at all. Gives me a bit of painful memories of the platformer crushing segments. Those who have played this game obviously know what I'm talking about, but we will be seeing that stage shortly. Oh, will we ever? As we continue to progress forward over here and get caught by a maw, lovely. Make sure that you hold on to your needle power-up because there are no needle enemies in this segment. And once again, you will need needle and another power-up in order to get the next crystal shard here. While we have small little areas of puff enemies. What the? Okay, excuse me while I regenerate that enemy. Apparently want to cause kamikaze. Let's just go back and try to get it again here. Again, gotta be careful with these sparky enemies because... Okay, whatever. Screw this. Like, I've never had the sparky, like, go there twice, to be honest. Like, I've never had to commit suicide twice. That was really not fun at all. Alright, well, I'll be backtracking here to get the crystal shard then. That's really unfortunate, but it's really not that hard. You just gotta, like, beat this enemy and then the crystal shard will appear. So, very standard affair. I won't be showing how you get it because you just see it right here. And unfortunately, I can't get it because the sparky enemy decided to kill itself twice. That's really, really not fun at all. We'll grab ourselves a maximum tomato to compensate for my recklessness. I hate seeing whenever I finish stages and the crystal shard outline is not filled in. But third stage of Shiver Star, we are now going through. I mean, this is great. It's a shopping mall. Like, again, it leads more credence to the theory that this is like a post-apocalyptic Earth. The next stage will even lend itself more to that theory. But, yeah, it's just like, I love small aesthetics like this. Like, you wouldn't think Kirby would be in a shopping mall, let alone, like, Link or Mario or any other Nintendo properties. But, yeah, they did it right here. So, I mean, like, Kirby, very, very fun aesthetics to go through every now and then. And I will not stop talking about it because that's how much I love, playing through Kirby games. It always gives you something unique, something calm. There's a crystal shard right over here to the top left. And it's just... they're just fun times to play through, to be honest. Fun games to play through. Alright, so moving on through this shopping mall here, we have ourselves a small little elevator segment, and going through the different departments, essentially, of this shopping mall. Again, lots of fun going through each and every single part here. Alright. We are nearing the end of the game though, which again, I am very much excited for. Not the fact that, I'm gonna finish off, like I'm tired of Kirby or anything like that. No, it's just more so the fact that it's like, I kind of want to like explore different games and whatnot. This is just sort of like, the playthrough that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. But yeah, honestly, it's just pretty much standard affair from here on forward. We're going through the stages just fine. There isn't really anything that is, out of the norm here. It's just, again, going through the Kirby games nice and calmly here. I don't think, like, the reason why is because, like, I don't think Shiver Star makes any appearances in, like, different Kirby games. It's just kind of the one planet where everybody refers to it, like, as, oh, look, it's like a post-apocalyptic Earth or something like that. And, other than that, they don't really mention anything else about this planet. So, you could say it's probably the most, dullest planet, I suppose. But there is one stage, again, that we'll be getting to shortly that is, something that has been etched in my memory for quite some time. Okay, so final crystal shard. Adeline here sort of has a little bit of a moment akin to, the stage in, Rockstar, where we have to, in this case, have to push the switches that are similar to the colors of the fruits that she paints. So in this case, we have a lemon, a cherry, and a peach. I believe that's a peach. So, lemon... It's always random each time, just like how it was in, what's it called? Rockstar. I believe that's a peach. Might be a coconut. No, okay, it's totally a peach. So that's our last crystal shard. Though we will be needing this needle power-up, not for this stage, since we already got all the crystal shards, but we will be needing it for the next level. There will actually be the second half of the combination nearby as well here. But yeah, again, it's just exploring the floral segment here now, and now we're in a nice little like a bedroom segment here too. It's like Kirby's going to an IKEA or something like that. But we got our crusher mechanics here in the platformer, so be wary here, don't be reckless, just goad them into going forward. Kind of makes you wonder what's behind these things, pushing them forward, or they're sentient. They most likely are the latter. Everything in Nintendo games are sentient, you gotta keep that in mind. And there's a second half for a combination, stone and needle. Again, we won't be needing this for this stage, but for the next stage, we will be needing it right away, like on the get-go. Again, we have our own little, like, aquarium department here with all the fish that they sell. Again, it's magical. It's like, this. I can't compliment this game enough about how great the aesthetics are. And, again, it's why I had that whole, like, moment when I was playing through Kirby's Return to Dreamland, wondering, oh crap, Kirby's gonna lose his identity by having the usual, Mario, tropes attached to it. But, you know, they still sort of keep the intergalactic stuff to it, kinda. And in Kirby Planet Robobot, they do explore the aesthetics tenfold there for sure. But I kind of want to see them take a bit more risk, like how they did with this game. I've always loved this part of the mall stage. Part of it is because like I would always go through here with the dual lightsaber and just like swing the saber across, but because of how I'm approaching this game now, by not doing much backtracking, I'm sticking with the ability that we'll need for the next stage. But yeah, this segment is a ton of fun to go through with the Spark and Cutter. It makes you feel like you're going through some kind of like Jedi training segment or something along those lines. Alright, this stage. This is the stage. This was pretty much my my gateway stage. The stage that was pretty much preventing me from gatekeeper stage. Sorry, that prevented me from going through the rest of the game. I did not like the crusher mechanics at all, and if you love crusher mechanics, you will definitely love this stage. This is also the song that you hear constantly remixed in so many Kirby games. I think it was first remixed in Kirby's Canvas Curse, and it was like, oh yeah, nice, it's the Machine Passage. No, not Machine Passage. It was the, I can't remember the name of the stage, but it's in Kirby's Canvas Curse. By the way, we need to break these boxes with stone and needle, so that's why we had to carry the needle over from the previous stage in order to gain access to the Crystal Shard. We need to break each and every box in order to gain access to it, and there is no needle power-up in this part at all. But yeah, they really loved this theme. I mean, I guess it's okay and all, but it kind of got overdone by being a remix. I'm pretty sure they did it in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Kirby's Canvas Curse, and I'm pretty sure they also remixed it in Kirby's Rainbow Curse as well. This is the part that would always stop me. I did not enjoy the fact that King DDD had a huge hitbox, and I'm not really used to dealing with King DDD in Crusher segments. And these things, those enemies are the things that like basically scare me a lot when I was younger. I can never get through this part. I was stuck in this stage for quite some time, but here I could obviously handle it fine. But man, back then, it's just dealing with the conveyor belt, King DDD's hitbox, and the hammers that can crush you. It's just all too much. It was all too much for me back then. Oh yeah, this stage also appeared in a Kirby's Fighter. Kirby Fighter. It's like the minigame from Kirby's Triple Deluxe. I believe it was initially in the sub-game on Kirby Triple Deluxe, and they brought it back for the eShop upgrade version. But yeah, that's the segment. It's not obviously as bad when you look at it, but back then I had so much trouble with dealing with the King DDD's maneuvering. For the next part here, we will need a dual lightsaber combo actually, but getting to it is a little bit frustrating. A part of it is because you have to combine, the way you have to combine them here, considering how the enemies are positioned, is really difficult. Kind of difficult. Getting Sir Kibble here is not bad, the cutter enemy, but when you get to the spark part, that's when it gets a little bit, you gotta be a little bit on point with how you launch it. Okay, gotta avoid the Gordo here, and close right over here as we screw up the slide. There's going to be a spark enemy from above. I believe that's you there. And you gotta toss it upwards, but you gotta make sure that you jump and toss, but make sure you do it before the enemy does its animation, because when it does that animation to attack you, it produces a barricade that can destroy the power-up that you're tossing it towards. And that went a lot more smoothly than I initially thought, so... okay, so we got our power-up over here. We'll need it for the next segment. Spark and Cutter, break it away, and we have ourselves a little bit of a fire enemy here as well to destroy. Kind of akin to how we fought the first mini-boss in the first stage of this world. Not hard at all. Again, if there's only one mini-boss, it does prove a bit of a challenge. We will be getting to that in the next world, but there's a crystal shard. We'll keep on going over here, and oh boy, more crushing segments. I mean, it's like apparently Nintendo came to HAL and told them, hey, we have to meet a quota that Mario reaches a lot in terms of crusher segments. And then HAL's like, okay, let's put it all into this one level, and there you go. But yeah, there's just so many crushing segments here in this stage, but it's not as bad now, but it's just, it does get a little bit... You kind of like wonder if it's a little bit odd, but going through it right now, it's not really that bad. Just see how much of a risk taker I am here. Alright, but yeah, I do love Kirby Fighters and Kirby Fighters Deluxe that's on the 3DS. That sub-game is probably one of my favorite sub-games to date with Kirby games. They really put so much effort into the callbacks, and seeing the factory aesthetic come back as opposed to just hearing the song come back really brought the nostalgia back tenfold. If there's anything that Kirby games are very good at, is maintaining the legacy and nostalgia for hardcore fans, which I can't... Oh jeez! That moment. Alright. Okay, I believe we're back. Let's give this another round here. Yeah, that was my fault. I got... I mean, it was definitely my fault. I just got a little bit too cocky with how far I could go. But yeah, now that we're here, we can keep on progressing. The next boss in this world is kinda tough. I kinda wish I had the Spark and Rock combo, but... Oh, you really gotta go fast in this part. Yeah, they don't really give you much leeway to get through. But I think Double Spark might be a good substitute. We'll see. But yeah, the next boss, it's gonna be a little bit of a doozy. It's gonna have two phases, but yeah. Oh, actually, wait, we gotta find a part here. Here I am thinking I'm done with the stage, but no. Guess what? We got some more Crusher mechanics. Actually, I think I know what kind of ability I'm gonna get now. We're gonna have these toy robots that are actually gonna like try to crush Kirby. There is a crystal shard that we do have to get while going through this segment here. Actually, I can get Spark Rock here. Give me a moment. I'm gonna try to give that a shot right now. We could get the rock right here and do a very small jump there. I think the crystal shard should be to the left, or did I skip it already? Oh, whoa, wait. There you are. Can we make it? No. That was close. Okay, I got the other one. Thank you. Okay, we're back. I think that count? I think that counted. Let's check. Yeah, I counted. All right. Well, that life loss wasn't in vain, but I swear, like, these deaths are only happening when I'm doing the recording. It's the Let's Play curse, as they say. But you know, you just gotta keep rolling with the punches. But thankfully we do have our rock spark combination here. It's gonna prove extremely helpful for the next boss because of how far the actual boss is. But now that's the actual end Geez, that entire stage, like, knocked off 2 lives, and I could have sworn I had that aimed correctly. Okay, so here we are, the final boss, or the boss for, Shiver Star, HRH. Now, what is interesting about this boss is that they do maintain the, naming pattern for the machine here in a Kirby... I believe Kirby's, Return to Dreamland. It's very interesting because, when Kirby GameCube was being teased before it got cancelled, back in 2005, they showed this, little teaser of a King DDD robot, but, that game was in development for, like, maybe at least 6 to 7 years, and then when it finally became Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii, a lot of us were like, okay, when will we ever see that robot? But HAL complied, and when they made, one of the bosses, they actually, had a boss transform into the exact same robot that you saw in the trailer. So, by the way, we just finished the first phase there, which was, him, HRH, the hitboxes were on the arms. And in this segment, the second segment here where he becomes HRE, is a bit more of an auto-scroller, but the hitbox here is its body this time. Which is why I'm using Rock and Spark. Bomb might work too, same with the Ninja Stars, but don't use close-range combinations for this boss, or else you're gonna have a very bad time. But yeah, I really did like that they maintained it in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, known as the HRD3 or somewhere along those lines. And we are now moving on to the final planet of the game, Ripple Star, the planet where Ribbon resides, and we are now going to be encountering that in the finale of Kirby 64. And we have ourselves a nice little moment of levity with Kirby and Ribbon quietly lifting on Kirby while reminiscing about what exactly is going to happen next. Alrighty then, so henceforth, the final episode of the Kirby 64 playthrough will end off as we finish off Ripple Star. Till next time, take care.